Hello everyone, and welcome to our weekly high school football show on LowellSun.com. I'm Dennis Whitton. Now, while Billerica, Chelmsford, and Dracut seem to be dominating the news in the MVC in the early days of the season, we're going to take a time out this week and look at the Lowell High program, which is off to a 2-2 start after last Friday night's 16-13 win over Westford Academy. Now, Lowell has a big MVC tilt this week at Central Catholic, which, by the way, is our Sun webcast special and can be seen on LowellSun.com. Right now, let's go down to Cawley Stadium, where our Lynn Worthy has a special guest, Lowell High super kicker Melvin M.
Thanks, Dennis. You had 3 field goals in this last game. Big win for you guys against Westford. I know you're a senior. This is your senior year. You've been kicking for a couple of years. How did you get started with kicking?
It started my freshman year. It was like during our practice, like regular practice, like everyday practice. I was like punting the ball. And, like, I guess my freshman coach came up to me. He was like, "Oh, I've been watching you from a distance, and I see like you have a big leg. So, would you like to kick like a couple of field goals?" I was like, "Yeah." So, I step up and I started kicking field goals. I actually got like 3 out of 5 on the 50 yards. And he was like, "Wow, you got an incredible leg." I was like, "Yeah." So I guess he brought me down to the varsity coach. So I started kicking since my freshman year for varsity.
In other sports, you've shown that you're a pretty good athlete, one of the top sprinters in the state. You've got some school records. You're indoors. I know you ran a 300 outdoors. You were on some relays that went all the way to New England. Are there other positions that you play here that you're on the depth chart for?
Yeah, I'm a starting cornerback on the defense, and I actually went to try for receiver, but I didn't make it. So.
Are you looking to continue kicking maybe in college, or if they came to you and said, "We want you to just kick at whatever school it might be," would you be interested in that?
Yeah, I'll be interested in that. I'm looking forward to playing football in college.
A lot of times people think of those last-minute kicks as pressure situations. I know last year I was at a game where you kicked the game winner against Methuen. You had the 3 field goals in this game last week that turned out to be the margin of victory for you guys. Do you almost go into a game hoping that it comes down to you?
No, I really don't hope. That was like during my freshman year I used to hope, but I guess I don't get nervous anymore because I know I trust my leg, I trust my teammates. And
how far can you kick from?
I would say like a maximum yards would be like 57, 58. I'm pretty sure I can kick from that far. So trust myself.
You think you'll be able to talk coach into letting you kick from that distance in the game one of these days?
Yeah, I always said it. I always tell him, like, when we're on the 50-yard line, I'll be like, "Coach, I can hit that." He'd be like, "Oh, no, it's just fun." I'll be like, "All right." I always tell him. I believe in myself. I'm not going to lie. I do believe in my leg. I know where I can kick from and where I cannot kick from. So.
Let's wrap up this week's show with Rick Harrison giving a little sneak preview of his picks of the week. Take it away, Rick.
Nice toss, boss. My fault. Fumbled that just like I fumbled the Westford Lowell and Tewksbury Methuen picks last week. Well, believe it or not, we're almost at the halfway point of the season, and the Dracut St. John's Prep game, in my mind, is the toughest game of the week to pick. It's Friday night at Beaudry Field in Dracut. Now, let me see if I've got this straight. Dracut beat Brockton the first week of the season, then Brockton turned around last week and beat St. John's Prep, which was ranked number 1 in the Eastern Mass. Second week of the season, Everett crunched Dracut, but St. John's Prep beat Everett. They both played Central Catholic and both beaten them by a touchdown, so I just can't figure it out. Right now I'm leaning towards St. John's Prep, but you're going to have to wait for the chart on Thursday to see just who I pick. Once again, the Merrimack Valley Conference is the most interesting in the area. And this week we've got Lowell at Central Catholic. Now Lowell is coming off a big win over Westford. They're obviously an improved team, but I don't think they're in Central Catholic's class yet, so I'm leaning towards Central in that one. Elsewhere in the MVC, everything is kind of normal. I'm picking Chelmsford to win. I'm picking Billerica to beat Haverhill, Chelmsford to beat Methuen, and I'm picking Andover to beat the most puzzling team in the league, which is Tewksbury. Now we also have 5 other teams that are still undefeated in the area. That's Bedford and Wilmington and Littleton and Bishop Girton and Pelham up in New Hampshire. I think they're all going to continue to roll. They're all 5-0 or 4-0. I think they're all going to win. The only tough opponent that any one of those teams has is Wilmington. They've got Hamilton Wenham, which is 3-1 right now, so that could be a competitive game. Also, Bishop Girton and Pelham are playing fairly tough teams up in New Hampshire. So be sure to watch my full chart on Thursday and have a great weekend.